Here's my blog entry for today, which is in the format of a video. It's the Slim PlayStation 2 versus the Fat PlayStation 2. And next week we'll have Mario versus Fighting Polygon Team. I'll just see how many of you get that joke. Now, this PlayStation 2 I got at a place here in town called Wastewise, where you can get old stuff that people no longer want. And it's broken. The laser needs to be repaired or cleaned. So I got this Slim PlayStation 2 from someone who bought a PlayStation 3 just after they bought a PlayStation 2. So it's in almost perfect condition. And I'm going to compare the two of them and tell you which one is better in true versus point gathering style. Yeah, but so I'm going to pretend that these consoles are in perfect working order, or else it wouldn't really be a fair review. But I will say, if you're going to get a PlayStation 2, you should get a Slim PlayStation 2, not a Fat PlayStation 2, because the Slim ones have a better chance of giving 20 points to the Slim PlayStation 2. Look how small it is compared to the Fat PlayStation 2. This one was underneath my original Xbox. This one goes on top because the CD opens like that. Well, the CD for this one slides out. Because it opens like that, I have to give another 10 points because you can easily access the lens, which is right there, and clean it with a Q-tip if you start getting disc read errors, which is what's wrong with this PlayStation 2, which is the only thing that's wrong with this PlayStation 2. So far I'm giving 30 points to this because it's nice and small, and give 10 points or maybe 15 points to the original old PlayStation 2 because they changed the hardware and took things out of this PlayStation 2 that make it not fully compatible with all PlayStation 2 games. Well, actually, or PlayStation 1 games. The Legend of Dragoon, awesome PlayStation 1 game that doesn't run properly on all Slim PlayStation 2s. And there are other PlayStation 2 games that don't run properly on all Slim PlayStation 2s, especially newer models like this. I have to give 2 points to the Fat PlayStation 2 because it has a, let me zoom in so you can see it, FireWire port down there, and the Slim PlayStation 2 only has USB. But hardly any PlayStation 2 games use FireWire accessories, so I'm only giving 2 points to the Fat PlayStation 2. If we turn it around and look at the back, you can see that the Fat PlayStation 2 has a fan, which means that occasionally dust will get stuck in it and you'll have to spray it out. So I give 2 additional points to the 20 or so points that I have for the thin PlayStation 2. The problem with this is, this cable, the problem is completely universal. In fact, it works both in the Fat PS2 and in the power adapter for the Slim PlayStation 2. The problem is, this is proprietary to Sony, so if it ever got broken, or I lost it, which I don't know why that would happen, I would have to pay a lot of money to get a replacement 8.5 adapter of the same polarity. So I give a couple of points, maybe 2 or 3, to the Fat PlayStation 2. Can't see it, but there's little screw holes here, and this part that's kind of raised comes out. So the Fat PS2 does not come with Ethernet or a modem. The Slim PS2 comes with built-in Ethernet. So that gives another 2 points to the Slim PlayStation 2. Now I must give a couple of points, 2 or 3, to this because you can't use the hard drive where there's no accessory part in the Slim PlayStation 2. But there's only a couple of games that use that. Both the Slim and Fat PlayStation 2s have the same AV ports so that you can use component video on both of them. Not just that, but you can use the same component video on the PlayStation 3 as you can on the PlayStation 2 because Sony hasn't changed the standard. You'll notice that you can also use optical out on both consoles. If you liked my verses, it's obvious that the Slim PlayStation 2 trumps the Fat PlayStation 2. And both of these have the most game titles of any game console.